Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another day of storytelling where I read a brief part of a chapter each day. I hope you're enjoying this series, and just to let you know, I did receive news that my books will be shipping on Monday, and that means that they should be here any day now. I don't have an ETA for exact arrival, but they are coming any day now. So if you like to pre-order my book, um, please go ahead and go to my website, paris2imami.com, and you'll see the pre-order page. And if you like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, I do coaching for highly sensitive people, and I cover 4 aspects of life. One is just general life coaching. Then I do a career coaching, relationship coaching, and parenting coaching. And the link to my calendar is in the description. So let's get into it. We are now on chapter 6, and I start as usual with a quote from myself. Empaths are emotional magnets, absorbing the feelings of everyone around them. Chapter 6. Being an empath and attuning emotionally. Empaths are highly sensitive, emotional individuals who absorb the energy of others, whether positive or negative. They're often deeply affected by their environment and other people's feelings, but their sensitivity is a gift that allows them to perceive and heal at profound levels. This is Dr. Judith Orloff. The third aspect of a highly sensitive person is empathy. In this chapter, I will describe this aspect and show how it too can be transformed into a superpower. Not everyone feels the same way you do. Have you ever felt another's emotion as if they were your own, even when they didn't directly express how they felt? Is it difficult to separate your feelings from those of people around you? Have you been physically exhausted after spending time with others who are emotionally intense? Do you sense changes in people's moods or energy, even if they don't explicitly communicate them? Empathy is the ability to deeply feel and resonate with the emotions of another, experiencing their joy, sadness, or pain as if it were your own. Being an empath is a gift to everyone you encounter because ultimately your presence can ease their pain, which is healing for them. However, it's essential to learn how to quickly release other people's energy so you don't carry their pain and drain your own life force. In chapter 14, I describe strategies for protecting your energy. When I was younger, I didn't fully understand that my level of empathy was extraordinary. As a highly sensitive person, I feel the emotions and experiences of others deeply, often as if they were my own. I often found myself wondering why others didn't respond to me in the same way. For example, when I shared something emotional, I expected others to feel the same intensity or urgency I did. When they didn't react as I expected, I felt deeply sad, hurt, and confused, questioning why they didn't understand or feel as I did. I thought everyone experienced the world with the same depth of emotional connection. As I grew older, I began to realize not everyone experiences empathy the same way, and many may not even have the capacity for empathy. I learned many people don't feel the emotions of others, much less with the same intensity, and not everyone is naturally attuned to the joy or suffering around them. This realization was a turning point. I stopped expecting others to react the way I did, and over time, it made relationships less frustrating and more fluid. I learned to honor my capacity for empathy while understanding others might not share the same depth of emotion I did. This shift in perspective helped me approach others with more patience and acceptance. One vivid example of the depth of my empathy occurred when I was around 10 years old and witnessed a traumatic event that forever imprinted itself on my heart. I was riding my bike through our neighborhood when I saw something horrifying unfold at the bottom of our street. Because we lived on a hill, I had a clear view of the street below, and that's when I saw a woman being dragged by a bus. Her clothing had gotten caught in the back door, and the bus driver, unaware, was pulling her along the pavement. Without thinking, I paddled as fast as I could, gripped by a single focus, stopped the bus to prevent the lady from being dragged any further. As I got closer, I could see she was already badly scraped and bruised, and blood was pouring from her wounds. The sight hit me like a lightning bolt to the chest. I didn't just see her pain, I felt it. Every wound, every cry reverberated through my body like it was happening to me. I didn't yet know the word empathy, but I knew that something deep and powerful was moving through me. When I finally reached the bus, I swerved my bike in front of it, leaving the driver no choice but to stop. I jumped off and ran to the front door, yelling with all the urgency I could muster that a woman was trapped and badly injured. The driver looked shocked, frozen for a moment, but once he grasped the situation, he stepped out to help, and a few adults who had heard the commotion came rushing over as well. Knowing she needed medical attention right away, I quickly told the driver that my father was a physician and could help manage her pain and injuries until the ambulance arrived. I assured them I would go get him immediately. I raced home, my heart pounding as hard as my feet on the pedals. I flew up 3 flights of stairs and burst into the bedroom where my father was napping. Breathless, I told him what happened and begged him to come with me. But instead of leaping into action, he was furious. He sat up angrily and snapped, "Don't ever wake me up like this again." His reaction stunned me. I was a child, desperate, scared, and holding on to the hope that my father, the doctor, could fix this. Despite my confusion and his anger, I didn't stop pleading. I stood there, relentless, my voice trembling but determined. "She's in pain, Baba. She's bleeding. Please, I need your help." Finally, something in him shifted. He got out of bed, threw on clothes, and grabbed his warm black leather medical bag. Together, we rushed back down the hill to the injured woman. My heart was still pounding, but this time not from panic, but from a flicker of hope. That moment taught me more than I could understand at the time about the weight of responsibility, the intensity of emotional connection, and the fierce, instinctive compassion that rises when someone else is suffering. I was just a child, but I knew with certainty that empathy wasn't passive. It was a call to action, and I answered it. For days and probably weeks after the incident, I kept running the scenario in my head because I couldn't make sense of my father's response. I was shocked. He didn't have empathy and compassion for the poor woman who was in excruciating pain. It took me a long time to realize that not everyone feels the weight of others' emotions and suffering as deeply as I do. That's when I realized, even though my father was a doctor, he wasn't an empath. Later, I came to understand that he had been empathetic earlier in life because he too is a highly sensitive person, but a deep, unresolved childhood trauma had changed him. In response, he gradually shut down his sensitivity as a form of self-protection. And over time, this emotional numbing evolved into narcissistic tendencies. Becoming a doctor only reinforced that disconnection. He had to suppress his empathetic nature just to survive the emotional weight of his patients' pain. And while his lack of empathy saddened me immensely, I've come to accept that he's on a very different soul journey than I am, and that's completely okay. Now I want you to write in the comments and answer these 3 questions. How do you feel when others don't seem to pick up on the same emotions or energy that you do? Number 2, how do you navigate the difference between your deep emotional responses and others' seemingly less affected reactions? Number 3, how do you cope with the disappointment when people don't respond with the same level of sensitivity as you? I am very much looking forward to reading your comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and perhaps forward this video to someone that might find it useful. And if you would like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, I offer a complimentary coaching session, and the link to my calendar is in the description. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.